Morehouse, what do you expect in 2018? What's the big thing that you see happening in the wrestling world?
Uh, I see the continued rise of New Japan. I think they're going to make more of an impact on Western North America this year.
Mm-hmm.
I see WWE starting to have some hiccups and desperation. I think there'll be a large roster purge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we're finally going to get the next Hulk Hogan and Braun Strowman. I think he has that potential to be A-list main eventer.
Wow. Wow, that's huge. If I had to narrow it down to three, I think that somebody's going to gather all of these independent wrestling organizations around North America and maybe even around the world and create something in 18 that's, a feasible sharing of revenue live streaming service. Because I know we had Flow Slam this year, but that's another thing that failed miserably this year was the rise and fall of Flow Slam, because God knows they were pumping the hell out of that service when I was down in Orlando. And then, man, it just tanked in October and November. But I think that that's going to be the thing that'll be established, that out of the ashes of this Flow Slam debacle, I think somebody's going to finally establish a great thing that all these teams or all these federations and promotions and that stuff will get together and be able to share their product on one central service that will be a solid competitor to the WWE network. So I predict that kind of starting to happen in 2018 with a few promotions. It'll take a few of the top flight guys to do it, but I think there'll be some sort of revenue sharing thing that would really, benefit them. The second one, I think, honestly, we are probably going to see WWE attempt something with the gender diversity angle that we haven't seen before. And my memory card,
are you thinking like an intergender title?
I'm thinking they may decide to go intergender title. I'm also thinking that we may see, well, we'll see the first ladies rumble this year. That's a given. That's been announced. I think the chance of the ladies actually headlining and main eventing WrestleMania this year is potentially there. And I say potentially, along the same lines of, as we were discussing earlier, what if they move War Games and have that as the main event of WrestleMania with the Riot Squad and Absolution? Or, you have a beefed up version of both squads where you take out, the Mandy Rose and the Sonya Deville's, and you pop in a Sasha Banks and a Bayley on one side, and you have a Charlotte Flair and a, some more star power on the other, right?
That girl with the initials RR who might be coming?
Ooh, yeah, that's the thing as well, right? That's another thing with the former UFC juggernaut, the one that could be, pretty much a female Lesnar if she wanted to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're gonna push her to the moon. So.
And the third thing I think that you're going to see is you're going to see wrestling kind of explode into the mainstream even more than it is right now, if it's even possible. Because this Hot Topic thing is going to launch independent wrestling like nobody's business. Because there's going to be a time, maybe by the end of next year, where you walk into your local Hot Topic and physically see an independent wrestling section where you can get merchandise from all your favorite independent wrestlers, maybe DVDs, maybe, whatever merch they're selling, regardless of the area and the land of, whatever promotion they're in and that stuff. And I think you're going to see that. And also, you're going to see WWE still going to be the top game. They're going to do their best to be mainstream. I think New Japan's going to make a real big crack with this, with the expanded North American dates for sure, and make a big footprint in the pop. So I think that the mainstream in wrestling, I don't think it's going to be as hot as it was during the Attitude Era or during the Monday Night Wars, but I think we're traversing, you know, potentially a line where it is as hot as the lead up to it. So like the 96s and the 97s almost.
Myself, I say it's more like '06 and '07 where TNA was starting to get noticed.
Right, yeah. Right. And you know what? I think Impact Wrestling will still stay around for another year. I think they'll be around at the end of next year.
TNA.
Yeah, I think Impact is still going to be around. That company has so many bullet holes through it right now, and shouldn't be up and alive and round, but yet here it is. It's still here. So there's something going on that they just have great stick-to-itiveness, I guess. But that, man, like
we've been poking a fork in TNA since 2014.
I predict that Impact Wrestling in some form will still be around at the end of next year. That's my big prediction. How's that? That's a bold prediction nowadays too. I think it'll still be around at the end of 2018.
Will it be as big as it is today? Bigger? Or a regional promotion?
I said around. I'm not sure if it'll be size or not. I'm not predicting on the size. I'm just saying it'll be around. It could be running out of somebody's basement, but it'll still be around.
TNA live from Stony Plain, Alberta.
I actually got into a thread earlier this year with somebody who said, wouldn't it be cool if Impact did a bunch of tapings at the Festival Place Theater in Sherwood Park? And I'm like, well, yeah, it would probably house their fan base, I guess.
See your favorite stars, Moose. That's it.
You can count Statler and Waldorf, the stuffed Statler and Waldorf puppets that they have up on in the top of the roof as two of the paying gate, and bump your number by 2.